Hi there, and welcome to Heal with Tor Niamo. I am a psychic tarot reader, energy healer, and spiritual coach. In this video, I will be talking a bit about my reflections on 2024. I'll be sharing some of my thoughts, ambitions, dreams, hopes for 2025. I'll be talking a bit about my recent reflections of what healing can look like in our daily life. And I'll also be sharing some thoughts on what I think you might be getting up to for 2025. So let's begin with 2024. What are some of my biggest reflections? Well, in my experience, the year ended, it started, sorry about that. The year started on a bit of a low, actually. Many of my corporate clients they cancelled, and also like I wasn't getting that many bookings, and I was just like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why isn't this working? It just felt like everything was like working against me at that moment in time, and I definitely felt a bit of a lull in many ways. And I could have, in that moment, although that would be very out of character for me, I could have moved into a sense of victim mentality. Why me? Why is this happening to me? Does nobody like me? Instead, what I did is I hunkered down. I sort of reinvigorated my drive and my motivation and what I wanted to achieve. And now, a year later, I am ending it on a high, and at least thus far, as long as many of my January bookings don't get cancelled again. In my work life, it'll at least start on a high, which feels very positive and very uplifting and very energizing in many ways. That leads me to feel very motivated. It's like when you can feel that life is going well, it feels that you can keep on sort of vibing with that energy. In my meditation this morning, I really felt that I was in the right place right now, and everything is going exactly the way that it's meant to be and meant to do. Of course, it's easy to feel that way when life is going well. I'm sure that if I was ending the year on a low, I would be creating a very different video right now. Some of my other learnings, and this has been my learnings since from the beginning of working full time in my more spiritual offering, is that, and this I think this is true regardless, is that nothing happens unless you make it. Of course, we have a divine path, we have divine lessons, we have certain experiences that we are supposed to be going through in the earthly realm this time around. However, at the same time, there's like a push and pull between these lessons and this energy in the sense of that you still have to put in the effort to make stuff happen. It won't just happen by itself. It's like, again, I was speaking to my mentor teacher this morning, and her partner was an amazing medium and psychic, and sometimes he gave readings where he said, "Oh, in a couple of months, you'll meet the one." And they come back and they were like, "Hey, it didn't happen." And then he would ask them, "So what were you doing?" "Oh, I was just sitting at home." Right? So we still have to make the effort. We still have to put ourselves out there and just get stuff done. It won't just happen. It won't just happen by itself. I think something that I've also learned over the last year, and certainly since from the beginning of this journey as well, is to really try my best not to get too attached to outcomes, because I've had plenty of many big cancellations over the last year. That was like we were on the dotted line signing the contract, and in the last minute, at the last minute, that was pulled away. And I think that so it's so important not to get too caught up into outcomes, and just making sure that you keep on doing really good work, you put in the effort, you make yourself useful, and you ensure that you are at service to yourself and of other people, and you're doing something that has quality to it. And if it has quality to it, and it resonates with people, people will want to work with you. That's it. You have to have something which is useful that you're offering, that people are willing to pay for and share that energy and have that energy exchange. And I'm someone who doesn't believe in wishful thinking. We have to put in the work, we have to put in the effort, even also when it comes to like personal and spiritual growth. It doesn't just happen by itself. We have to put in the work. If I have nothing against watching Netflix, I have nothing against drinking. I watch Netflix, I don't drink. I have nothing against doing fun activities, but that also has to be well balanced with putting in the work. And I suppose in some ways this, although it's sort of taking me in a slightly different way, I have someone that I've been working with, and this person really struggled with anger issues, like a really hot temperament. And through working together, this person is now a lot less angry. They lash out a lot less, and they've truly begun that journey towards liking themselves again. And that brings me to, what are some tangible results of going on a healing journey and doing the work of meditation, journaling, sound bath, energy healing, reflecting, contemplating, taking time to change who we are, because we are malleable. We can change. There's nothing. I hate that saying of like, oh, a zebra can't change its stripes. It absolutely certainly can. That saying is mute. And, just thinking about this client, this person is lashing out a lot less. They have begun a journey towards liking themselves, which they haven't done for decades. And also they feel calmer in themselves, and they feel like they have a sense of direction and a sense of purpose again. And none of this would have happened if they didn't start meditating on a regular basis, if they didn't start their journaling practice, if they didn't begin to increase their sense of self-awareness and then become aware of the consequences that their actions have on the world around them. Like, none of that would have happened unless they put in the work. And that's the hard truth of it, right? Anything that we want to achieve has to have work behind it, and it won't just happen by itself. So taking me back to what are some of my ambitions and dreams for 2025? Well, I think I really want to grow my Noetics offerings that I'm doing with Myra, create a bit of a pop-up sound and energy healing studio. I think that's a lovely way to serve people and hold space for people to grow and do that healing that I was just talking about. I need to create more recorded meditations for people to use in their own time. So that's definitely something that I'm going to be working on. And also just making sure that I also look after myself in the same time as holding space and supporting others on their journey, which is such a gift that I get to do this full time. I always thought I'd be 20 years older, but here we are. The universe clearly had other plans. And the last thing that I'm going to share in this video is like, what can you do for 2025? So I meet so many people who have a lack of purpose, a lack of direction. They don't know who they are. And so, of course, going on a healing journey is really, really important. But I also think that, and this is going to sound a bit trite, I'm going to say, like, pick up a hobby, pick up a passion project, start doing something which is going to challenge you, and it takes work. I understand that picking up something when you maybe already have 3 kids, a full-time job, and you commute an hour back and forth to work every day. Like, I get it. Like, I really, really, really get it. It's totally understandable. But I also think that, our lives are so precious. Our time here is sacred. And it feels like such a loss to me that people are feeling like they are moving aimlessly through life. And it's really hard to find a job which feels meaningful all the time, right? And so I think that if you can pick up a skill, perhaps outside of work, if it's singing, drawing, knitting, running, or just anything that takes practice and commitment, because I think that, at first you're probably going to be really crap at it. And then over time, as you practice diligently, regularly, hopefully almost daily, and you can notice that you become better at something, that is how you grow your confidence. That is how you can feel grounded in yourself, is that you master a skill that you become really, really good at. And from there, energy will flow through that concentration, that focus, that awareness, and that will drive you to pursue your wildest dreams, whatever they might be. So I think that if I could encourage you to pick up a skill in 2025 that is maybe outside of work, that you find interesting and that you've tried to do many times, even if you have to pay to get a teacher, I know that in this economy, that's really, really challenging. But I think having somebody who can mentor you, coach you, guide you, and show you on that path is really, really important. If you can't afford a teacher, which is very understandable, there's so many videos on YouTube now about how to get better at something. If you want to use ChatGPT, which I can't pronounce, ChatGPT, TP. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's excellent at giving guidance. Actually, it's really, really good. So yeah, do something that you're interested in and become interesting. And I think that will give you a sense of direction for your life. I'm also going to try and start making more of these videos because I do enjoy talking on video, and I hope that you find them useful, and I'll see you in the next video. There are many different ways that you can support my work. You can become a subscriber on Substack, on YouTube, on Instagram, join on my newsletter, come to a Noetic session, or also you can also become a paid subscriber on Substacks. There aren't any perks right now, which I need to figure out. Um, but yeah, if you want to support my work, and obviously financially, this is a precarious time to be in. So if you want to support it financially, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.